foundation of human development is our ability to construct, use technology to improve construction, and keep building until we literally blast off into outer space and start building there. In this video, you are going to get some close-up views of some of the most extraordinary mega construction projects on and off our planet. And when you see how they do it, it's gonna blow your mind. Al Maktoum International Airport, Dubai. Also known as Dubai World Central, the international airport in Jebel Ali is 37 kilometers or 23 miles southwest of Dubai. Once you see this massive airport that extends more than 21 square miles, like an elephant, you'll never forget. The facility is designed to handle 200 wide-body aircraft at a time, and when fully completed, the airport will contain transport modes, logistics, and value-added services, including manufacturing and assembly in a single free economic zone. The airport's second expansion phase alone has an estimated cost of more than $32 billion. By the year 2027, it will have the annual capacity to handle 12 million tons of freight and between 160 million and 260 million passengers. Although the fully completed project dated is 2027, as of May of 2019, a handful of airlines have been able to operate passenger services out of the international airport. Jubail 2, Saudi Arabia. Jubail 2 is the world's largest civil engineering project. When completed, it will comprise at least 100 industrial plants, an 800,000 cubic meter desalination plant, miles of roadways, rails, and highways, and an oil refinery, producing at least 350,000 barrels per day. At a massive cost of $80 billion for infrastructure works only, Jubail 2 will be a 22-year-long industrial city project. It began its second phase in 2014, with an $11 billion expansion in its budget. So without a doubt, Jubail 2 will prove to be one of the world's greatest industrial cities by 2024. This vast industrial city will create countless social benefits, especially for the petrochemical industry. As it encompasses 6,200 hectares, more than 100,000 professionals will be able to find jobs. And by 2026, over 50,000 residential units will be added as part of the expansion process. Dubai Land, Dubai. By the time of its expected completion in 2025, Dubai Land will be the largest entertainment complex in the world. It will be 3 times the size of Disney World at 278 square kilometers in size, which is roughly 107 square miles. The $64 billion Dubai Land will have 6 parts: theme parks, sports venues, ecotourism, health facilities, science attractions, and hotels. And if those tidbits don't shock you, consider the fact that it will also have the world's largest hotel. This humongous hotel will come with 6,500 rooms and a 10 million square foot mall. The project belongs to Dubai's holding Tatweer. Even when they were announcing their plans in 2003, it was one of the most ambitious leisure developments ever proposed anywhere in the world, costing $64.3 billion. And although the global recession of 2008 made its development detour, as well as the global pandemic, the developers and investors are headstrong in getting this finished. International Space Station. Space. The International Space Station, commonly referred to by its acronym ISS, serves as a home where crews of astronauts and cosmonauts live and work. NASA is using the space station to learn more about living and working in space. These lessons will make it possible to send humans farther into space than ever before, constantly pushing the limits to space exploration. The ISS was created with a consortium of 15 nations and 5 space agencies with a construction cost that exceeds $60 billion. The eventual cost of the space station and its contemplated expansions could exceed $1 trillion, by which point it could become a habitat for up to 1 million off-planet occupants. The first piece of the International Space Station was launched in November of '98. It was a Russian rocket that launched the Russian Tsar-Iya as the main control module. The other connected parts of the space station were assembled in space by astronauts, including its unique science laboratory. It orbits Earth at an average altitude of approximately 250 miles. But now for the shocking fact, it travels at 17,500 miles per hour, which means it orbits Earth every 90 minutes. South-North Water Transfer Project, China. 50% of China's population reside in the north of China. However, the north only has about 20% of the country's water resources. Now, to rectify this imbalance, China has funded the construction of 3 huge canals, each more than 600 miles long, and they will carry water to the north from China's 3 largest rivers. The project has a 48-year construction schedule, and when completed, it will supply 44.8 billion cubic meters of water each year. All of this water will embark on a 15-day journey from Hubei province to Beijing and Tianjin. That trip is more than 1,400 kilometers, or about 800 miles. Now, the idea of diverting water from China's wet south to its dry north was first proposed in 1952. Today, the project consists of an eastern, a central, and several western routes. London Crossrail Project. 8 1,000-ton tunneling machines were used to bore 26 miles of new 6.2-meter diameter rail tunnels under London. Eventually, it will connect 40 stations. This $23 billion project is scheduled for completion in phases, with the first new line, the Elizabeth Line, which was previously expected to go into service in 2019, followed by the remaining lines. Construction did begin in 2009, and since then, over 15,000 men and women have worked on the project, and over 120 million working hours have been completed. Some teams of engineers work around the clock to install tunnel ventilation, power, signaling, communications, and overhead line equipment. And with this dedication, it is evident that the world's first underground train system is only going to continue to grow. High-speed railway, California. With an economy the size of several independent nations combined, California has been in desperate need of a high-speed railway. Finally, in 2015, work for the California High-Speed Railway began. As it dashes at speeds of 200 miles per hour, it will connect 8 of the 10 largest cities in the state and stretch from San Diego in the south to San Francisco in the north. Its completion is set for 2029. With a massive project like this, it has been divided into 2 phases. Phase 1 will connect Los Angeles to San Francisco. Phase 2 will extend connections to San Diego and Sacramento, totaling 800 miles with up to 24 stations. And to keep up with the evolution of technology, the train will be 100% electric and will be powered entirely by renewable energy. As it connects the mega regions of the state, it is projected to massively contribute to economic development, a cleaner environment, create jobs, and preserve agricultural and protected lands. Chuo Shinkansen, Japan. It is not uncommon for the Japanese to be ahead of the most state-of-the-art technology. The Chuo Shinkansen, also known as the Tokaido Shinkansen Bypass, fits that fact and stereotype. It is a new rail line that is being constructed in phases based on the Japanese superconducting magnetic levitation maglev system. The line will take travelers from Tokyo to Nagoya in 40 minutes. That is a 286-kilometer trip. That is 177 miles in just 40 minutes. And at its top speed, it can force up to 505 kilometers per hour, which is roughly 313 miles per hour. Since 86% of the rail will be underground, extensive tunnel construction is required, so the completion is scheduled for 2027. Beijing Daxing International Airport. At the beginning of our list, we discussed Dubai's International Airport, and that was surely shocking knowledge. Now prepare to have your mind blown because Beijing International Airport will eventually surpass Dubai's in cost, total square miles, and passenger and plane capacity. When it opened 3 years ago, it became the world's largest airport terminal, with measurements of 7.5 million square feet of runways and annexes. That is equivalent to 98 soccer fields. Now, the entire surface covers 18 square miles, which will allow it to handle 300 takeoffs and landings per hour. The first phase was completed in time for the 2008 Summer Olympics that were being held in Beijing. However, further expansion is scheduled for completion by 2025. Great Man-Made River Project, Libya. Since 1985, Libya has been working on the GMR, which is the Great Man-Made River. It is the largest irrigation project in the world, beating the South-North Water Transfer Project in China. The massive network of underground pipelines will bring high-quality fresh water from ancient underground aquifers located deep in the Sahara to the coast of Libya for domestic use, agriculture, and industry. And when we say ancient, we do mean ancient, as in virtually prehistoric. The water was first discovered in the Al Kufra area in Libya's southeastern desert in the 1950s during an exploration drilling for oil. Subsequent analysis indicated that this find was part of the Nubian sandstone aquifer system, which is a vast reservoir of fossil water that is anywhere from 10,000 to 1 million years old. Could you imagine drinking or bathing in water that was 1 million years old? When it is complete in 2030, it will irrigate more than 350,000 acres of arable land and will substantially increase available drinking water in most of Libya's urban centers. So which of the mega construction projects is the candy of your eye? And have you ever been lucky enough to see one of these magnificent modern day wonders in real life? Leave your thoughts for us in the comments section below, as we would love to hear what you have to say. And as usual, give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more exciting and informative videos.